Hey guys, welcome to Commander Lounge. Today we are talking about Modern Masters. And yes, I am excited about it. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube with a lot of people freaking out about how, the set's not as good as it should be. It's not as good as the first one. And maybe it is true that it's not as good as the first one, but I still love it. I mean, the only thing I'm a little disappointed about is how the price is, of course, and that the uncommons and commons they probably should have had a couple more valuable commons and uncommons, but I mean the mythics and there's a good amount of rares that are worth like $30 to $40, which is amazing. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, I made this video just to give you guys some helpful tips to make the most out of your Modern Masters weekend. Hopefully you get some hopefully this helps you guys in some way and make sure you guys make the most out of it. Now before going into the different archetypes you can play drafting wise, I think it's very important to find out exactly what the prize payout's going to be at your local game store where you're playing, because some people are going to be playing Modern Masters for Modern Masters booster packs, but they're only going to be playing for a couple of them, and like people like me, the day I'm going to play, because it's an all-day event, since my local game store, they want to afford to do an all-day event, do it, just keep rattling off pods of Modern Masters. They have to give out prizes in Khans of Tarkir, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my god, that kind of sucks, but I mean at the same time it really doesn't, because Modern Masters has this kind of crazy like offset balance between building a good deck and grabbing money cards. And like really, if you really focus on one or the other, it could really mess up your experience. Like you could let go of like some serious cards, some like serious money cards, like $10 cards and up, just to keep your strategy going because you found a perfect card in your draft just to try to win more packs, and it could backfire, and you would have been like, you could end up doing terrible in that tournament trying to build it right and be like, oh man, I should have just took that $10 card and called it a day. And it's the same thing for grabbing just money cards. I mean, if you think about it, the safest way is grabbing money cards, but then you might not have fun playing draft because you'll be like, okay, I just grabbed up Vendilion Click, Kozilek, and all this, and I don't have a deck. like that kind of sucks too. Like even though you're being like, okay, this is all value, like that's you want to have fun playing the game too. So yeah, there's definitely a balance that you need to do while taking the money cards. Like I'm not saying pass the Tarmogoyf last pack if you're not in green. That's stupid. Like you don't do it. But there's definitely there's a certain balance you gotta put to it. You gotta know when to like pass some decent cards. But yeah, I just think the biggest thing is local game store. If you're playing for packs of Modern Masters, and if the Modern Master pack payouts are really, like, if the payout's really good, yeah, maybe you should strategize a lot more and listen to these archetypes that I'm about to talk about, because they'll really help. But if you're like me and you're going to play for just Khans of Tarkir packs or something, or just a little bit of Modern Masters, which makes it kind of not even worth kind of really focusing and giving up good money cards, then you want to just pick up all the money you can get out of those packs. Then you just want to money grab then. So yeah, regardless of which side you're on, if you're, no matter what, you want to competitively draft, here you guys go. These are my archetypes that I found through it. I mean, some of it's kind of self-explanatory, some of it's a little more in between the lines, but and some of them are questionable for me. Some of them I don't even know, so I'm just throwing a dart in the dark there, thinking of what it could be. So yeah, the first one is green-white tokens. That is made apparent with Elish Norn and Overwhelming Stampede and the changeling, I forgot his name, that pumps everybody with you pay X to pump everybody. That card is amazing, by the way, in limited. The next one is black-white spirits, which will be like tribal kind of control almost, or tribal tempo kind of. You have obviously the one I would love to push, but we'll see, is blue-white affinity / metalcraft. It's amazing. I mean, you have Dispatch, which is Path to Exile. You have, the blue flyers that have affinity. Absolutely insane. They're going to do work. They're going to do some serious work. So if you're against them, be scared of flying affinity, because that's pretty good. I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but there's no real low cost stuff. But living weapon's a thing in limited. Living weapon makes it automatically, it puts affinity count, throws a creature straight down, it keeps affinity going. So it's really good. Another one we got is green red ramp. It's all right. It's where your X spells are going to come in. It's where a lot of people are going to try to push Eldrazi, which is going to be tough unless you really got really lucky with those lands, those Eldrazi lands. So yeah. Next one is Boros white red double strike. It's literally just double strike. You could kind of say equipment too, but I think you mainly focus. It's aggro, but it's not aggro haste. It's aggro double strike. There's a lot of double strike in white. And there's a lot of double strike in white, and red I think has a little bit too, but it's just aggressive. I mean, you're gonna have bloodthirst with it. There's a lot of equipment stuff that's gonna go with it too that you can use, like Sunforger. I mean, Sunforger's, it's great. Like competitively, it's a first pick, and then just think of going double strike route. Pick mostly white cards, and then you pick your aggro red cards as you go. It's real good, I think. I don't know yet because we haven't played yet. And next one's black red. I'm pretty sure it's aggro. I call it can't block, don't care, because there's a lot of can't block stuff in it. It also could be like because there's a small amount of proliferate that you can do with bloodthirst that would be good with aggro, but it's mainly just black red aggro, no matter how you see it. Green black I was confused about. I just said tokens because of the there's a lot of token producers in black and green. Like it just feels like it's tokens. That's my guess. I put question mark next to it, so it could be wrong. So yeah. Next we have black blue, which is interesting. It's proliferate, wither, control. So it's gonna be -1/-1 counter shenanigans. And the cool thing about blue black control is that there's gonna be a lot of different alternate win conditions. I think. I don't know if Mill's a thing between the black-blue guild mage. I completely forgot what he did. I didn't even read him, actually, when I was looking at the spoiler today, because I just looked at it and I was like, that's a lot of text, I'm good. but yeah, black-blue control, I think you could probably win with Chimeric Mass, the one, I think that's what it's called. It's the one where you pay X into it. That could be a win condition for blue-black, which is interesting. And then we go into another questionable one, and that's blue-red. I think I heard somebody on YouTube say it was draw, which it could be. There's a lot of cantrip stuff in there. But I said like bloodthirst, proliferate kind of tempo. It can be very aggressive with bloodthirst, but with the bloodthirst proliferate kind of combo. But I mean, it's more of a tempo because it feels like you got counter spells, you got burn, you got a way to put down a big threat. And then kind of be like, okay, mitigate that problem, and get in, do what you got to do. So that's what I put for blue-red. I could be wrong, because I know you got Niv Mizzet in there that draw cards, and you got a lot of ways to draw cards and stuff. But, I mean, in red, there's not really many ways to draw, so I don't know. Next, I go into blue-green, which is a pretty interesting one. That's blue-green's proliferate counter combo, which basically you're just trying to make something. It's like mid-range. You try to make something as big as possible through proliferation and counter shenanigans. And then we got one which this one, I think if you're just grabbing money out of packs, I think this may be the best way to build. Like this is my thing. This is like my oh shit button kind of build. Like if I feel like I'm lost in a draft, this is what I'm gonna do, and that's 5-color domain / sunburst. And the reason why it makes sense is because if you're grabbing straight money, you're grabbing. It doesn't matter what color it is, as long as you see dollar signs, you're grabbing. So it gives you kind of a reason to kind of slip into domain by accident. Domain sunburst. And domains, don't underestimate it. Domain's got good removal in red. It's got a beefy creature in green. The one creature with domain, which is XX for the amount of basic lands. Don't underestimate that card. I think that card does work in Pauper, and that's pretty good sign. And then we go to our monocolored, which it's gonna be, you have to get really kind of lucky to build these decks. I think you have mono red elementals, which is kind of like a mono red kind of ramp strategy. And also, even though I said mono red, it does use the Horde of Notions in it because you have that one common elemental that can tap 2 for any color mana. So if you get enough of them, you could honestly think about putting, splashing if you need to, but also getting a 5 color in a mono colored deck. It's possible. It's probably tough, but it's possible. You gotta get extremely lucky. And then for mono white, I put Equipments, which also follows the line of Boros Double Strike, because there's a lot of Double Strike. There's a lot of way to get Equipments in white, so it's gonna be that's what I think mono white's gonna be. We also have mono blue. I didn't know exactly what to put here, so I put Flying Tempo. There's a lot of flying creatures. Blues can control everything. You can get aggressive flyer out and do work. I mean, it could be flying control for all I know. Mono black I was also kind of confused about, so I put Reanimator control, just with all the wither and kill stuff. And you have 2 reanimate spells, which is Profane and the Puppeteer Click, I think it's called. Those are going to be your win conditions in that deck. I mean, there might be another thing in mono black, but I think I'm pretty sure you're gonna win through reanimation. I think, yeah. And then the last one's mono green. I put ramp / tokens. I mean, tokens is real good in green. Like a lot. There's a lot of like green. Like in green black, it's tokens. Green white, it's tokens, and green is tokens. Don't be surprised if when you're drafting and you want to go for a green token strategy, it's going to be hard to find green playables because people are going to be snagging them for different colors or monocolored. Just make sure that, remember that if you see something, if you're thinking about going like the Selesnya token route and you see a decent white token producer and decent green token producer, you might want to take the green one right away. Obviously whichever one's better you take regardless, but I'd lean more towards the green one if they were pretty even, because that's going to go quick, because it's just green is... It feels like they didn't make green as open as it should have been. Like, yes, they made it open enough for proliferation, but I think they should have done more with reanimation. That would have been cool. That would have been interesting. At least like Eternal Witness or something like that to at least get or Regrowth to get stuff back to your hand, because I mean a lot of it's just tokens, and people that are playing token strategy, some people are going to be left in the dust with a bad token deck because all the green dried up on them in the draft. So that's my thoughts on that. I could be very well wrong. So yeah, that's what I think. These are my archetypes that I think are pretty good decks. Like honestly, the best ones, I really don't know. I'd probably stay away from the monos unless you get extremely lucky. I'd honestly go. Well, anyways, I'd go 5-color Domain if you're money grabbing. I think that's the best deck to go with. If you're picking cards that are all different types of colors, you might as well go the 5-color Domain Sunburst route. But green-white tokens is strong. Spirits is. I think they're all pretty. I think they're pretty evenly matched in the dual colors. I think the strongest decks are of course going to be the dual color. All the dual colors. I think they all have something special about them. And I think it's an exciting limited experience, because I mean I can't imagine building something like Modern Masters, because you have to balance everything. You have to balance the cards that needs reprinted. You have to balance a fun limited play. You have to balance the distribution of cards to the price. If they do another Modern Masters next year and it's like $20, you better be printing like everything from like lists that you see in top 8s all around tournaments. Like, people are going crazy that it's $10 a booster packs, and it's rightfully so. Like, yeah, there's value in it, but not many people can just go, okay, I'm gonna play $30 draft all day. Like, that's ridiculous. It's so freaking expensive. So 3 drafts, I'm paying $90. Like, holy Jesus, that's ridiculous. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if the archetypes I said, if one of them might have been wrong, or you guys have a different opinion on what the archetype should be. Let me know what you guys think of Modern Masters. If you guys think it's a waste of money, if you guys are disappointed in the cards, or something that you really want to reprint it that didn't get reprinted. Ink Moth Nexus. I was so mad, dude. When I found out that Ink Moth Nexus didn't get reprint, I looked at Star City Games and it went up to $25, and I started freaking out because I needed one more for my Legacy Affinity deck. So I looked at a local game store and looked for I looked to see how much the card was, and luckily they didn't switch the price yet. It was still at 14 or 15, so I just went out and bought it straight up. I was like, yeah, I need this. Like, I'm not gonna buy it at 25 or trade all my cards for that, because I still need to pick up a playset of Mox Opals, and I only have like $40 store credit. So do the math. It sucks. I'll get there though. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know if this helped you at all, or wait until after you play and let me know if it worked, because that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to help you guys get the most out of Modern Masters weekend. And yeah, just like, favorite, and subscribe, and you guys take it easy. Bye. And it's